Hi, I'm Leesa from the Southwest Environmental Health Sciences Center here at the University of Arizona, and this is Research Proposals Shark Tank Edition. So this lesson comes complete with one PowerPoint presentation, a teacher guide to the activity, which gives the modalities that we used and the objectives that we wanted to meet at the end of this activity, and then a student outline to what is expected of them given their research proposal and their grant pitch. So I'm going to go right into sharing the PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to go over it a bit. Okay, so this is our PowerPoint presentation. It starts with an agenda like always, and then we're going to go into the objectives of this activity. Excuse me, my screen is being a little slow. So just the objectives that we want students to reach, given at the end of the activity and presentation, we gave our students about a week to complete all of these, the components of the pitch and the write-up, giving them feedback along the way. So what is included in the grant proposal? Again, this activity is framed after the popular, I think it was 2009 TV show Shark Tank, in which people had a product or something that they wanted it to be invested in. And they came to the panel of sharks and they decided yay or nay how much money they would give to this startup organization for creating their proposed plan. So we modeled this activity after that. Students are responsible for picking one environmental health concern of their interests and then a proposed solution to that concern. So it could be research, it could be something that they propose to make or spreading awareness, anything like that they were interested in, and they had to create a grant proposal, and then at the end, I think it was 5 to 10 minute pitch, and then they pitched it to a panel of our choosing. It was a couple of their teachers and some of the other members of our staff, and then at the end, we chose who we would give our fictional grant funding to. So we go through each of the components and give a little synopsis of it: introduction, the SMART goals, narrative, evaluation, sources, grant pitch. This is an example of an elevator pitch, which is a little bit shorter than what we would expect of the students, but this kind of got them thinking about the idea of like speaking publicly and how to create this pitch, because we did give it virtually. And then, of course, ended with any questions that students may have. And then I'm just going to share a new screen, and this is going to be the teacher evaluation, the teacher outline of this activity. So let me share my screen again. So here we have just the objectives. Like I said before, this is framed after the popular 2009 TV series Shark Tank. We put students in groups, but if you have a smaller section of students, you may want them to do it individually. These are kind of some of the objectives that we wanted to meet. And then these are all the components of the grant proposal that we expected of students. So the pitch is something that the students also had to give. It was just these components in like a presentation format in which they told us, exactly what their proposal was, why we should be interested in it, and how would it affect us and their solution to it. So that we gave them about 8 to 10 minutes to do that. And then, of course, some students like a lot of guidance and some feedback. So we gave feedback along the way, but we also included this student outline so that they can have a better idea of what to include in each component. So the background, and they have to include these 3 things specifically: SMART goals, the narrative, a budget. This was specifically for the not only the write-up, but for also their pitch. So we knew how much money they were asking for and kind of what that money would go into. And then an evaluation, because like always, if we're going to put our money into something, we want to see how they're going to evaluate if it worked, or if it's not successful, how are they going to change their methods to make it successful. So this was a really nice interactive activity. We had to do it virtually because of the pandemic, but I think it gave students the opportunity to really be creative and really dig into research areas that were special to them. So I hope this helped, and of course, modify it to your students, but this is how we used it in the past, and it was very successful. So thank you.